1. Good friends, good books and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. 2. Part of the secret of a success in life is to eat what you like and let the food fight it out inside. 3. I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I don't go out with Halley's Comet, the Almighty has said. No doubt. Now, here are these two unaccountable freaks. They came in together. They must go out together. 4. What a wee little part of a person's life are his acts and his words. His real life is led in his head and is known to none but himself. 5. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. 6. Yes, you can lose somebody overnight. Yes, your whole life can be turned upside down. Life is short. It can come and go like a feather in the wind. 7. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. 8. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. 9. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. 10. I was in a very deep, dark slump, and I needed to find a way to get myself out of it. I had to force myself back out into life, back out into experiencing things. 11. I really feel like life will dictate itself. You should allow it to unfold as naturally as possible. Just go with the flow. When you're really desperate, you say a few prayers and hope for the best. That's the way I've always lived my life. 12. When we remember we are all mad, the mysteries disappear, and life stands explained. 13. Later in my life, I'm going to look back and smile and be very fulfilled. I know that if I don't give it my all right now, I'll regret it later. That's very important to me because I've worked all my life to have this. 14. To succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence. 15. I lost my sense of trust, honesty, and compassion. I crashed down and became what I consider an emotional mess. I've never been so miserable in my whole life. I just wanted to go to bed and never get up. 16. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. 17. In the first place, God made idiots. That was for practice. Then He made scoreboards. 18. I never let schooling interfere with my education. 19. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. 20. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. 21. Fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. 22. Soap and education are not as sudden as a massacre, but they are more deadly in the long run. 23. Training is everything. The peach was once a bitter almond. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. 24. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. 25. Good breeding consists in concealing how much we think of ourselves and how little we think of the other person. 26. In Huckleberry Finn. I have drawn Tom Blankenship exactly as he was. He was ignorant, unwashed, insufficiently fed, but he had as good a heart as ever any boy had. 27. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. 28. Thunder is good, thunder is impressive, but it is lightning that does the work. 29. What a good thing Adam had when he said a good thing. He knew nobody had said it before. 30. The man who does not read good books has no advantage over the man who cannot read them. 31. It's good sportsmanship to not pick up lost golf balls while they are still rolling. 32. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. 33. It is by the goodness of God that in our country we have those three unspeakably precious things: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and the prudence never to practice either of them. 34. To be good is noble, but to show others how to be good is nobler, and no trouble. 35. Get your facts first, then you can distort them as you please. 36. My mother had a great deal of trouble with me, but I think she enjoyed it. 37. By trying we can easily endure adversity, another man's. 38. The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. 39. Substitute damn single quotes. Every time you're inclined to write very, your editor will delete it and the writing will be just as it should be. 40. All generalizations are false, including this one. 41. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company. 42. Honesty is the best policy when there is money in it. 43. My books are like water, those of the great geniuses are wine. Fortunately, everybody drinks water. 44. Sometimes too much to drink is barely enough. 45. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. 46. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. 47. Do the thing you fear most and the death of fear is certain. 48. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself. 49. The finest clothing made is a person's own skin, but, of course, society demands something more than this. 50. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. 51. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. 52. Rules control the lesser man, right conduct controls the greater one. 53. Man, a creature made at the end of the week's work, when God was tired. 54. It's no wonder that truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense. 55. I must have a prodigious quantity of mind. It takes me as much as a week sometimes to make it up. 56. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. 57. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. 58. Patriot. The person who can holler the loudest without knowing what he is hollering about. 59. The very ink with which history is written is merely fluid. Prejudice. 60. Why shouldn't truth be stranger than fiction? Fiction, after all, has to make sense. 61. I didn't attend the funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. 62. Loyalty to the country always, loyalty to the government when it deserves it. 63. The secret source of humor is not joy but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. 64. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. 65. Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint.